Welcome to Advertising Champions, your go-to destination for insights into the dynamic world of advertising and marketing. I'm your host, Tony Stanol, and today we're talking with Risa Arin, who is the CEO of XpertPatient. Welcome, Risa.
Thanks so much, Tony. So glad to be here.
Now, you are a real specialty company. You focus in education about the subject of cancer, which is a difficult one for some people. But tell us a little about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So XpertPatient.com is a next generation education platform. And what we've done is basically broken down the complexity of cancer. When someone gets a cancer diagnosis, of course, it's devastating, and folks go into what we call tunnel vision. We're trying to break it down and help people really understand what's going on in their body, understand what their different FDA-approved treatment options are, so they can be a true collaborator with their doctors and their treatment team to ultimately get to their best possible treatment results. And so on the patient side, we're offering this incredible opportunity to just have what I would call feel more confident and more in control of what's going on. And then from a brand perspective, oncology brands have a unique opportunity to really efficiently reach very specific and narrow indication audiences. So indications for, say, example, stage 3, stage 4 lung cancer, those brands only want to reach those types of patients. And we're able to find that win-win for both the brand and the patient that's looking for very specific information.
Great. Now, and your content is delivered on a website platform, and
Yep.
who writes the content?
Sure. We have a team of folks that we've basically taken cancer.gov and redesigned it. We work with the NCCN guidelines to make sure everything is completely accurate based on what's approved and recommended. And we've basically rewritten it and basically chunked it out, if you will. So it's really easy to understand, and integrated it into what I would say is, bite-sized pieces of information, so that the average individual that's unfortunately diagnosed with cancer can truly understand what's going on and start to take a little bit more control back, into their lives.
Right, and their caregivers as well, I'm sure. And you mentioned that advertisers can specifically target a type of cancer or disease state. And so you sell advertising on this platform as well.
Exactly. One of the things that's been this incredible opportunity is that we're able to find this win for the patients, giving them better education, more personalized education, so they can really understand what's going on. And oncology brands have this incredible, efficient way to reach the audiences that they're looking to reach, and share with them, what their treatment offers and things like that. And so it's ended up being this really interesting win-win for both the patients and caregivers looking for great information, and for the oncology brands, helping for those same communities to understand what the next best treatment might be for them.
Mm-hmm. And you're an original, maybe the sole founder of XpertPatient. How did you get into this in the first place?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I actually started off in healthcare marketing, and I actually worked on a lot of the oncology drugs. And what I realized is there's so much information coming at the oncologists and the practices, and they were having a challenge understanding and realizing, with so much data coming out, it was just a bit overwhelming for even the practices. And so when I saw that, I kept thinking, well, the poor patients and caregivers on the other side of that, if the oncologists and practices can't keep track of all the information, all the new treatments, all the new data that's being released, how are the patients and caregivers going to be able to sort through it and make good decisions, or at least be part of the conversation with their doctors? And so I basically built a prototype, with a team, and we went and we talked to patients and caregivers and health innovators and doctors and nurses, and that it was basically, we need something different. All this advancement in treatment is amazing, but if we don't have the patients on board and empowered and advocating for themselves in a different way, and more, not forcefully, but just being more engaged, then we're only going to get so far with the new treatments. And so to get to the best place possible, we need the best in class treatments, but also best in class education, so that each patient, each caregiver, everybody can get to their best possible outcome.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're doing God's work there, Risa, and thanks for being with us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Advertising Champions. You could find more podcasts like this at dailynewsnetwork.com, and we'll see you next time.
We've been around for 16 years, working with clients, with thousands of clients. We're working with agencies to be able to scale them and grow them and provide them services that would cost them way more than it would for them to do it themselves. Anything oriented around lead generation, video creation, web design, we're full service, so we can really serve most people.